What are the lessons that we can learn from the richest man in the world? A man who built a fortune that was unimaginable at a time when there was no Forbes lists or a competition to be at that level. This man built an empire so large that laws were put in place to prevent people from doing what he did. And he wasn't perfect. In fact, he did a lot of really evil things. But the lessons that we can learn from what he did do right still stand. The first thing that this man did that allowed him to build this massive empire was that he had a mission and he had unwavering faith in that mission. In particular, he was religious. And in his mind, he was ordained to help the world and to develop a product and sell a service that helped everyone. And it showed up in every aspect of his life. He really put service first in terms of his business. And how could he reach and have an impact on as many people as he possibly could? The second thing was that he understood that if he really wanted to achieve that mission, then he wouldn't be able to do it alone. And so he built around him a team of, I kid you not, the absolute most incredible people that he could. Once again, these people were not perfect people, but they were all extremely talented and capable and smart. In fact, there was a woman who was doing a biography on this man, and she ended up saying how she was so upset that these men played foul because even if they didn't, they absolutely would have been the most successful people in the world. That's number two. Build a team. And not just any team, but a team of complete rock stars. The third thing was that he never wavered in what it is that he was concentrating on. He did one thing. He stayed in one sector. He stayed in one function of that sector, right? And he just doubled down on that the entire time. While there was all these other types of businesses popping up, he didn't go into transportation. He didn't go into steel when that was becoming a thing. He wasn't throwing his money at the stock market trying to figure out how to make a quick buck. No, he stayed 100% aligned and focused on his mission. The last thing, and the most powerful and most important thing that he did, was he never gave up. He stayed in the game. The funny thing about his empire that he built and the wealth that he amassed is that the majority of the money that he made, this man became a billionaire. But that did not come until he had retired. This man was John D. Rockefeller. And it wasn't until the automobile came out, which was totally separate from everything he had done, right? He had built this massive oil empire. And at the very end, when the automobile came about and the demand for oil boomed, then he became a billionaire. And he was already extremely wealthy. Don't get me wrong. He was still worth hundreds of millions of dollars before that. And this is in the 1800s. The late 1800s, he's worth hundreds of millions of dollars, right? Early 1900s. Yeah, no, in the late 1800s. Listen, the point here is that you don't need to be the richest person in the world. You don't need to be a billionaire, right? That might not be your goal. But the principles of having an unwavering faith in your mission, having an actual mission, a purpose that's larger than yourself, understanding the need to build a team of complete rock stars, staying concentrated and focusing on exactly what it is that you're doing, and just giving yourself time to flourish are really important lessons that we can learn from him. And once again, I'm not endorsing everything that he did. He did a lot of really evil things. But in building his empire, there is clearly a blueprint in place for how to use the things that he did well and how to take that and use it in your life to create the circumstances that you want for yourself. Those are the lessons that we can learn from the richest man in the world. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, let me know. What do you think about John D. Rockefeller? Other than that, I'll see you next time.